Psalm 10. Why, Lord, do you stand far off? Why do you pay no attention during times of trouble? The wicked arrogantly chase the oppressed. The oppressed are trapped by the schemes the wicked have dreamed up. Yes, the wicked man boasts because he gets what he wants. The one who robs others curses and rejects the Lord. The wicked man is so arrogant, he always thinks, God won't hold me accountable because he doesn't care. He is secure at all times. He has no regard for your commands. He disdains all his enemies. He says to himself, I will never be shaken because I experience no calamity. His mouth is full of curses and deceptive, harmful words. His tongue injures and destroys. He waits in ambush near the village. He hides places. He kills in hidden places. He kills the innocent. His eyes look for some unfortunate victim. He lies in ambush in a hidden place like a lion in a thicket. He lies in ambush, waiting to catch the oppressed. He catches the oppressed by pulling in his net. His victims are crushed and beaten down. They are trampled in his sturdy nets. He says to himself, God overlooks me. He does not pay attention. He never notices. Rise up, Lord. O God, strike him down. Do not forget the oppressed. Why does the wicked man reject God? He says to himself, You will not hold me accountable. You have taken notice, for you always see one who inflicts pain and suffering. The unfortunate victim entrusts his cause to you. You deliver the fatherless. Break the arm of the wicked and evil man. Hold him accountable for his wicked deeds, which he thought you would not discover. The Lord rules forever. The nations are driven out of his land. Lord, you have heard the request of the oppressed. You make them feel secure because you listen to their prayer. You defend the fatherless and the oppressed so that mere mortals may no longer terrorize them. Hey, Katie Bug, welcome in. All right, so here we have a straight up plea to God because the world seems like wicked people get away and they're arrogant. I mean, like, if you want to talk about how the Bible is timeless, like, here is one of those things. Like, why do you stand afar off? This is not an accusation. This is a perception. God, it feels like you're far off. I don't understand why you're far off. Why is it that you're paying no attention during troubled times? Like, take any circumstance, situation that's going on around the globe. God, why haven't you intervened in the war over in Gaza? Why haven't you intervened in the war over in Ukraine? Why haven't you intervened in whatever is going on in Venezuela before, Trump even decided to do stuff? Why haven't you intervened in Minneapolis so that no more people are not hurt? Why haven't you intervened when there was violent shootings that were going? Why haven't you, this is the question we ask, and it's not an accusation. If what we are doing is crying out because we see the violence and we're like, God, I hope you see this too. That's what he's doing. Is like, you seem far away. I know you're not. And I know you're merciful. And I know you're able to come. Yeah, this describes today, honestly. It totally does, Zach. This is one of those things, like, when people don't know what to say, I tell them, when your world is falling apart, go read Job. Job will say everything that you don't know how to say. Go find some Psalms and Proverbs. You got to find through the imprecatory Psalms like this at times, which some Christians will tell you, don't read this. You can't call for God to go and judge the evil people. You can call for it because you're expressing the fullness of your human emotions and the injustice that's there. Where you stop is by you giving your emotions to God and your cry to God, and you just let God deal with it how he wants to. And we remember that God's heard the cry of the oppressed, And they were oppressed for 400 years in Egypt before he acted and brought them out of the land. And then he waited 40 more years until the oppression in the land had reached its full, and he used the Israelites to bring justice there. And then he brought Babylon to bring justice. So God is always just around the corner from establishing and bringing justice. We just are so impatient to see it. And yes, in the middle of that, there are plenty that suffer, and there are plenty that are oppressed. But that's why we cling to God and his righteousness. Okay. And we have the wicked man seems to think he gets away with it. Like, think about the justice here of people that thought they got away with it for a long time, like Enron thought they got away from it. I'm trying to think of the guy that was Madoff. That's who I was saying. Like, here's one of those funny things, like my brain, like, okay, so you gave money to a guy whose name was Madoff, and he made off with your money. Maybe you should have paid attention to his name. He made off, okay? He took your money and he made off with it. Gee, nothing there to give you a clue that I know I'm picking on that, but I think names are important. There was a clue sitting right in front of everybody. He was going to make off with the money. It was in his name. He made off with it, people. Like, maybe pay attention. Or with Epstein, like, there are these people that seem to get away with it for a long time, but the cry continues to go out of the oppressed, the poor, the widow, the orphan, the foreigner, whatever the oppression is, the cry will go out. At some point, justice will happen. The problem is we want justice to happen so much sooner than it does. We don't want more victims to happen. This is all righteousness from us coming from that place. And the wicked, arrogant man thinks God doesn't care, thinks he can get away with it, thinks there is no God, thinks he's secure at all times. It eventually happens. It eventually happens. Fortunately, unfortunately, sometimes it is for a long time that powerful, awful regimes take before they are found out. And then it goes through the depths of which he's willing to go into finding victims and setting traps and all of that stuff. But it's the reason it goes into all that detail. See, how do we know this? Because God sees it. God, you see it, so don't overlook it. Was there something else? Well, yeah, and then the God, like, again, all of the different victims that are there, the fatherless, the widow, you're going to break, and then, like, the assurance of what you can do, that you will bring justice. That is what we are calling for here. And then the claim of, regardless of what it looks like, you have heard the requests of the oppressed. You make them feel secure because you listen to their prayer. So even when the evidence to the outcome is not there, they know they are heard. There's the assurance, is that God hears. God does not ignore. You defend the fatherless and oppressed. How do we know this? Because you brought your people out of slavery. You constantly do this again and again. So even though we might not have an individual to turn to in our current time to say that's where it was, we have the stories of old where God is faithful, and we know he'll be faithful now, so that mere mortals may no longer terrorize them. Like, you defend them, they're going to be a place where they will be finally delivered. All right, DJ Courageous.